everybody, Dragon47 here. How is it going with you guys today? So, I am here with a brand new Go Battle League Adventures Abound season update. This is the PvP update that we've all been expecting and waiting for, and I'm really glad because I'm getting tired of the same meta that we've currently been sitting in, mainly with Metacham, Noctowl, and Lantern being like the main core in every meta, and even in the World Championships, we constantly seen these guys over and over and over again, and I'm really hoping for a shakeup. But without further ado, I really just want to dive straight on into this. I've been told that there are over 150 updates to these mons. Now, granted, a lot of them aren't going to probably be super duper big, but there will be some other ones in here that I will nitpick and try to point out that will potentially be really good in this upcoming season. That's a good drink. And we'll be able to actually see the rewards and the Pokemon that will be in here as well. So without further ado, let's dive on in. It will begin September 1st, 2023 at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, where the leagues will be reset. Don't forget to claim your rewards for PvP and always use a star piece before you do it. I cannot express that enough. That is a lot of stardust. Even if you do burn the 1 star piece on it, you get so much dust for it, it almost makes it completely worth it to do. I very much advise you doing that before you claim your end of the year rewards. Okay, here's the actual Unbound schedule. We have the Great League, Ultra League, and Master League with the Elemental Cup Remix and the Psychic Cup. Those are really neat. We have the Ultra League with the Sunshine Cup, and then we'll have all 3 with 4 times Stardust win rewards. That'll be pretty nice. Then we'll have Great League with Sunshine Cup again. We will have the Ultra League with the Halloween Cup. For those of you who are very big fans of that, you'll be probably wanting to look for things like Umbreon and Coffagrigus, because both of those are extremely good in the Great League. Then we have Master League and Ultra League, both with the Halloween Cup. Yep, and the Halloween Cup is still there for all of it. Absolutely, you'd love to see it. Great League, Ultra League with the Electric Cups. Those will be interesting. I've never actually seen an Electric Cup or been in one, so that'll be a new one for me as well. I'll see if maybe I can come up with a meta guide for you guys or something along those lines for that. Then we have the Adventures Unbound Edition, Catch Cup, and then we have the Great League, Master League, Ultra League, etc. for the end. Let's look at the bonuses for the Go Battle League Day. So last time when we had a Go Battle League Day, we paid $1 research. Niantic failed so bad that we paid $1 and the mission stopped at 99 battles. And even if you won the 100th battle, the tick wouldn't cross over. There were so many angry people at this. I wonder if this will even be worth the $1, to be perfectly honest with you. We get, like, gloves if we beat this, right? Yeah, we get Gita-style gloves, which, you know, is nice and all, but my one problem is that if the mission's not going to work and I'm not going to be able to get the gloves, then what is the point of me paying for the $1 research if I'm not going to get the things that I asked for, you know? All I'm saying is be wary of this one. If it's not working out the gate, then it probably won't work at all. And I don't know if I would be going for that. So they added some extra Pokemon into the leagues. We have Pikachu, Libre, Bisharp, Carbink, Goomy, Gible, and Jangmo-o, which are all really cool. The idea of adding Bisharp into the rank 1 stuff. I love Carbink. Okay, so let's talk about Carbink, actually. Carbink is absolutely insane in the Great League. I am not looking forward to fighting a whole lot of Carbink due to the fact that for those of you who paid the money, you know, who did the raids to go out and actually raid Carbink, for those of you who paid money to get the special research, and for those who noticed this, if you use the incense, Carbink would randomly spawn off of said incense. So, for those of you who actually kind of pay, it's a little bit pay to win, not a whole ton, but a little bit. If you actually went out and spent money for the Bink, odds are you're going to get a Bink a lot faster than other people will, and frankly, this Pokemon is going to be absolutely insane. It being a rock fairy and having the same amount of bulk as Bastiodon makes it almost a better version of Bastiodon. Now, granted, Bastiodon is definitely better at fighting flyers, but with that fairy typing, Carbink just destroys all of the fighters that are in the meta, which there are a lot of. He destroys all of the darks, so all of a sudden Umbreon and Mandibuzz is getting bodied. And, you know, it's just, Carbink is just absolutely a monster to definitely be keeping your eyes out for. Regular encounters for level 1 include Marill, Sneasel, Meditite, Krogunk, and Skwovet. That's kind of nice. I know somebody who's currently looking for Skwovet. For 6 and up, it'll be Frillish and Carbink. I will be silver pin-apping like all of these Carbinks that I run into. I need Carbink candies. For 11 and up, we have Lickitung, Wobbuffet, Phantump, Skamori, and Marini. For 16 and up, we have Scraggy, Wooloo, Phalanx, and the active legendary in raids, of course. Then it goes to Gumi, Gibble, Jangmo-o, and then, of course, after Jangmo-o, it will be Pikachu Libre, the ultimate shiny mon to try and get. I don't think I've actually ever seen one in real life before. That's about how rare they are. Okay, so Go Battle League Time Research Pass. Yeah, you'll be able to claim that for your 100 wins to get your Stardust. Avatar items and other rewards. You'll be able to get all of these rewards here for the Gita style stuff at each rank that you go up to. So at Gita rank, you'll get the gloves and shoes. At Gita style pants. At Expert, you'll be able to get the shirt. And at Legend, you'll be able to get. And remember, once you hit rank 19, you get an extra elite charge TM. And you'll also receive an elite fast TM. So use those wisely on what mon you really, really want to use them on. Here are the bans for the Elemental Cup Remix. These Pokemon will not be seen on the Elemental Cup Remix. There will be no Ducklet, no Salandit, no Chinchou, and no Cottony. So that will actually change up the Elemental Cup quite a bit. The Psychic Cup, Sunshine Cup, Electric Cup. Okay, so these Pokemon for the Electric Cup will not be allowed. You cannot bring Charabug, you cannot bring Vikavolt, you cannot bring Heliolisk, and you cannot bring Stunfisk. Those. Okay, and here it is. After all of this time, all this waiting, the moves. I am super duper excited. And frankly, I just can't wait to dive right on in. So the first section is the new attacks. We have Trailblaze as a grass type attack. Okay, so we get a new charge attack, 65 power, increase attack by 1 stage, and it has 65 power. Oh, this is so good. This is literally just, at this rate, with how mid Seed Bomb kind of is, this is just a better Seed Bomb. This actually will be probably a big move, especially since it actually gives you a stack going up with the buffs. I can see Pokemon like, what is it? If Trevenant ever got his hands on this move, or some of the other grass types in meta, this would be like their version of a power-up punch, except this one would hurt way more. It would probably take a little bit more to get to, but it would make Grassmons that much more of an actual threat. And I am honestly all for this move because I want to see more grass in the meta. Personally, I really, really do. Scorching Sands, ground type attack, 80 power and a chance to lower the attack by 1 stage. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Personally, I still think this is better than Bulldoze because Bulldoze is pretty mid. Let's be real here. But is it honestly better than Earthquake? I don't have an answer for that as of the current moment. Like I said, this is a brand new move, and we don't know what mons will be going on it yet. But I assume this is going to be a pretty good move for Pokemon who can't learn the move Earthquake, but can learn the move this. Would you run this over Earthquake? I'm not 100% sure. I still think you'll probably want Earthquake so you can actually get those finisher hits and actual knockout moves. But I can definitely see Pokemon potentially using this and doing some effective stuff with it. And we get Triple Axle, which is a new Ice-type charged attack. It is a 60 power. It increases attack by... Okay, so we're getting a lot of buffs. We're getting a lot of buff mons here. Holy cow. So we get Trailblaze, then we get Scorching Sands, and then we have Triple Axle. Okay, interesting. So this Ice-type move is going to be kind of big because, like I said, for Grass and like Power-Up Punch, it's going to be one of those moves that increase the attack. And for Plant and Ice, they already do kind of a lot of damage as is. So adding more damage on top of that is going to make them even more, viable. This thing might honestly be better than Ice Punch. I don't want to make that assumption right out the gate right away, but I honestly think this thing will be almost better to use than Ice Punch, simply due to the fact that you get that extra attack boost. And if you're running something like Powder Snow, it's going to be, that's pretty good. Attack changes. Okay. Spark. Okay. This is all right. So I don't want to call him out, but remember what I said earlier about Lantern? Okay, so Lantern's base power is going to go up by 2 points, but its all-around energy generation is going to decrease. That is huge because it being able to get to Surf super-duper fast was really annoying and kind of a bit oppressive. And out of all of the Mons, I think Lantern definitely deserved the nerf absolutely the most. Now, Spark is still going to do a lot more. Spark is definitely going to do a lot more damage just as a fast attack type of a dealio thing. But now we won't be seeing Surf at like 5. Now we'll be seeing Surf at like, like maybe like 6 or 7, which honestly I think is fair because in the one shield scenario, Lantern was just super oppressive and kind of broken. So I'm okay with that. Astonish. Okay, they buffed Astonish. We take that. We take that. More energy for ghosts. Maybe we'll get more ghosts in the meta. Maybe not. Honestly, Astonish is kind of a it's an iffy move, but I think it'll be, yeah, this is an overall buff for ghosts, so we like that. Psychic gets the nerf. Okay, so this is a Metacham nerf. This nerf here is specifically for Metacham because Metacham was really, really good. And he's one of the only Pokemon in the Great League that actually can utilize Psychic like that, for the most part. I mean, I guess there's technically Cresselia, but you don't even run Psychic on Cresselia, do you? Can she even learn Psychic? No, she can't even learn Psychic. Yeah, so this is literally just a shot at Metacham. This is probably for the best. Honestly, Metacham was really, really good Pokemon. It having Psychic being able to do that much damage was pretty big. I like the idea of nerfing the all-around damage of this. This is just kind of standard. X-Scissor buff with the energy cost increase. Okay, so this isn't necessarily I don't really know how to feel about this one. I feel like it was intended to be a bug buff, but at the same time, they nerfed it by giving it an energy cost increase. Now, I know bug has never really been the best type in Pokemon Go, or really the best type in general. But in all honesty, this will be a very interesting change because this might make certain Pokemon that have the move Egg Scissor kind of viable in a sense, because they'd be able to take out the like Darks and the other things that it's able to take out. All around, though, I still don't think Egg Scissor is going to be a big thing. It'll be a decent move, don't get me wrong, but I think with how the meta just kind of looks right now, especially since I'm not seeing any flyer changes so far, I still think Bug is still going to be kind of on the back pedal. And I haven't seen Rock, what is it? Mud Boys that have Rock moves get nerfed at all either, and Rock just kind of domes the poor Bugs. So, guess we'll wait and see. Aerial Ace, energy cost decreased. We'll have to see how big of an energy cost decrease this is for Aerial Ace. That definitely makes Greninja a bit better for sure, because he can learn the move Aerial Ace. But in all honesty, I still think you're going to run Sky Attack over Aerial Ace, and I still think you're going to run, Brave Bird as opposed to Aerial Ace as a finisher. Maybe it'll buff a few other things. Maybe Aerial Ace will be better than one or the other. I'm not sure. But in all honesty, I'm not seeing any damage or number changes, so I don't think Aerial Ace will still be worth it. Sky Attack, energy increase. Okay, yeah, so never mind. They're going to... Okay. This is kind of big. So most people are probably going to be swapping over to Aerial Ace instead of Sky Attack. Well, it's kind of interesting. I have to see how big the changes for these actually are. Because if the Aerial Ace is decreased enough, people are going to run that over Sky Attack if they can help it. But some of the better mons in meta don't even have access to Aerial Ace. So running Sky Attack and then making their energy even more expensive to run really hurts the more oppressive mons. So this is like a nerf towards all flyers, including from the following. Like, this definitely hurts Altaria. Definitely an Altaria nerf. This is also a nerf to Noctowl. As I've said before, Noctowl is just an oppressive mon in the Great League. Definitely both powerful mons. Interesting to see that they're both getting nerfed here. Very, very interesting. Dig. Okay, Dig energy cost decrease. And this will be interesting because it's kind of like a smaller nuke as opposed to the Earthquake. I think it'll be a powerful move, potentially. I still don't know if you'll want to run an Earthquake over this or not. And, there's also Bulldoze. To me, it just kind of seems like another move that's in the same general direction as Bulldoze. But I guess we'll wait and see. Earthquake getting the nerf from 120 to 110. Honestly, this is... I don't really know how to feel about this. This feels like it's a nerf towards Galarian Stunfisk, Whalewyn, and a bunch of other mons that can just generally learn Earthquake. I'm a little nervous about this one because with the nerf to Earthquake, that means Carbink slightly gets better. But I mean, at the same time, we're getting the upgraded digs, so I mean, I guess I can kind of see other people running these other moves in a sense. I still don't know if they're going to be worth running compared to, their originals. We'll have to just wait and see. But in general, I still think Earthquake is just the superior move as of the current moment. Poltergeist gets the buff. Okay, so ghost Pokemon like Chandelure are going to get a huge buff for this. I still don't know if this is going to make ghosts viable or not. The Astonish buff is really, really good, and we'll have to see how big of an energy increase that is. But Poltergeist getting the buff definitely helps out the ghost players a lot. Boom Burst, energy cost decrease. Yeah, another useless normal move that a whole lot of mons made absolute no use with. That'll be pretty interesting. Okay, and then attack availability updates. This is where we actually get to see the Mons get all of their big changes. Let's slide on into them. Magnemite will be able to learn the fast attack Volt Switch. Interesting. Magneton will learn Volt Switch. Magnezone will learn Volt Switch. Okay, overall buff. Regieleki gets Volt Switch. That'll be good. Swalot gets Mud Shot. Ooh. Greedent gets Mud Shot. Krogunk gets Mud Shot. What in the world? Toxicroak gets okay. Let's pause here for just a second. Already outside of the gate, I'm seeing these Pokemon get the move Mudshot. And for those of you who don't do PvP or don't know, Mudshot is a really, really, really good move in PvP. This allows a lot of these Pokemon who have the extra bulk or have been good in the meta and in the past to really start popping off. Now, granted, I still don't think you run Mudshot over counter on Toxicroak. I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm not really sure. But Pokemon like Swalot and Greedent getting Mudshot will be interesting because that allows Swalot to be able to dive into those ground and poison type tactics, which is going to allow him to be able to do good against the fairies and be a good counter to something like Carbink. And that kind of goes in the same sense for Greedent. Greedent was once upon a time meta, I think a long time ago. And the reason why is because he was just so bulky. He was just an absolute bulk monster, but he didn't have like a whole lot of good moves to his kit. Adding Mudshot to it though allows Greedent to have some serious, fast attack pressure and gain a lot of energy for some of those bigger moves that he has. Onix and Steelix getting Breaking Swipe. That is particularly big for the Ultra League. Getting Breaking Swipe is actually pretty huge. So he doesn't have to learn like psychic things anymore. You'll probably be dropping that for Breaking Swipe. That is going to make Steelix and Onix just in general really, really good Pokemon. This is definitely a huge buff to them for sure. Rhydon and Rhyperior will be getting Breaking Swipe. Sceptile will be getting Breaking Swipe. Heliolisk will be getting Breaking Swipe, and so will Regidrago. This is very big. All these Pokemon getting these buffs is going to be particularly nice. Sceptile with Breaking Swipe will have a lot more play and a lot more, movement now. I honestly don't see Heliolisk making a huge big deal out of this move. I mean, he still lacks from a decent fast attack, in my opinion, as far as I know. So, I mean, Breaking Swipe is just kind of there. I think the real big ones are honestly just Steelix and Onix, because Rhydon and Rhyperior, sure, getting Breaking Swipe is nice, but their typing still don't make up for it. And Regidrago just kind of sucks all around. Not one move. That kind of goes same for Regieleki. Those two moves aren't going to do much for those types of Pokemon, but the big ones I'm definitely seeing here are particularly Steelix and maybe Sceptile for the lower Great Leagues if people are feeling spicy. Okay, Water. Agalor will be able to learn Water Shuriken. Okay, that's sure. Nothing. That's nothing. I'm sorry. I don't think that's going to be anything like at all. Okay, Blaze Kick buffs. Minshao and Incineroar get Blaze Kicked. Riolu Lucario. None of these matter. Sorry. They're not really, really big. Okay, Glyceopod, Krabby, Kingler, Corphish, Crawdont, Shelder, all will be getting Razor Shell. I think that's a good thing. Glyceopod is kind of good, in a sense. And I know Kingler, the evolution of Krabby, is a really good raid attacker. These will be very, very interesting to see. I honestly don't know if this will change a whole lot of these Pokemon, because a lot of these mono waters and water types just aren't super duper great because of those other, matchups that are up there. But maybe they will. I'm not really sure. Razor Shell just seems kind of a little bit mid at the moment to me. I'm surprised these Pokemon haven't learned these moves earlier. That goes same for Barbuckle, I guess. Okay, Magical Leaf. Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime with Magical Leaf. That's funny, but that's not going to do anything. Chikorita Megmium with Magical Leaf. Okay, maybe Megmium will make use of Magical Leaf. I still don't know why you'd run that over Frenzy Plant, because I think Frenzy Plant is the superior move, and that goes same with Earthquake. Well, maybe you... Oh, it's a fast attack. My bad. Maybe you do run this. Maybe you do run this over its current move. Maybe that's actually a secret, like... This might be big buff for Megmium, honestly. It might be. Don't call me out on it quite yet, but if Megmium becomes good, like even better than it currently is, because it's not bad right now, but if this Pokemon starts popping off, Magical Leaf will definitely be the reason, because it's got good moves, like I said, Earthquake and Frenzy Plant, but with Magic Leaf, I think this thing's going to be a lot better. Blossom, Roselia, and Roserade getting Magical Leaf is kind of nice. Mismagus, Shaman, Rowlet, Dartrix, Dusui, Corellia getting Magical Leaf. Gardevoir gets Magical Leaf. That'll be interesting. That might be something as well to be keeping your eyes out for, is the Grass-type Gardevoir. That'll be definitely a surprise. Meowstic, Tauros, Sudowoodo. Okay, we're going to Trailblaze now. Tauros, Sudowoodo with Trailblaze. Mareep, Flaffy, Ampharos will get Trailblaze. Hey, they're getting the new move Trailblaze. The sheep Pokemon, the ones that are getting the Community Day. Do you get it? They'll be getting this and an elite move. Gosh, all the love into the sheep, am I right? Scyther and Scizor will be getting the move Trailblaze. That'll actually be pretty big. I think with that move on lock, Scizor might actually have some interesting play. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Don't call me out on it. But Scizor with Trailblaze might be pretty big. Ursaluna with Trailblaze will also be interesting because it'll add grass into it. I guess we'll have to wait and see how good Trailblaze really is, because if Ursaluna, Scizor, and all those other mons that can use it are going to abuse it, it's probably going to be pretty good. I still don't know if you run Trailblaze over High Horsepower or over Ice Punch. Maybe you do, but not quite sure. Deerling, Sawsbuck, Rothrock, Fomantis learning Trailblaze. Ooh, do you run that? Yeah, Lurantis and Fomantis. Okay, so Lurantis, do you run Trailblaze over Leaf Blade? That will be an interesting debate. We'll have to wait and see. Squovit also getting Trailblaze. Oh, but that doesn't mean that Greedent gets it. Whoops. Because they would have mentioned it up here if they... Yeah, okay, so Greedent's not getting the Trailblaze. RIP. That would have been a seriously good Pokemon if he had Trailblaze, I think. Which I guess is fair. Maybe he doesn't get it now, but maybe he will in the future. Stunky, Skunk Tank, getting Grass, sure. Meowth, Berserker, Geofrig, Fanvi, Dunfan. Okay, Ice types. Triple Axle, Galarian, Mr. Mime, sure. Sneasel, sure. Weevil. Weevil with Triple Axle will be a cool raid attacker, sure. Gardevoir getting Triple Axle, that'll be interesting. Gardevoir with a sneaky plant and ice type. That'll be kind of funny. Lopunny, Mr. Rhyme, Steenie. All these are hard passes. Okay, Sandslash. That'll be interesting. He will be able to learn Scorching Sands, and so will the original Ninetales. The original Ninetales of Scorching Sands might be big. Fire type that can just learn a ground type move is pretty interesting. I know Ninetales is kind of a really hit and miss, but if you have the Shadow one, maybe the Shadow with the Scorching Sands might be able to do something. If this Sandslash is going to affect the Alolan Sandslash, then yeah, this is definitely going to be a huge buff for Sandslash as well. Being able to just get access to those moves. Rapidash Entei is getting this move. Interesting. Flygon will be getting the move. Claydol, Hippowdon, Magmar, Magmortar, Diggersby! Oh, man! Diggersby with the attack Scorching Sands. That might be interesting to watch, too. That might be a really, really cool Pokemon to see. I would love to see Diggersby with Scorching Sands. Because Diggersby is one of those sleepers in the meta, where if you sleep on him, he's gonna, pull the rug from out on under you. But he hasn't been doing any much more other than just that. And in general, I think this would be a huge buff for him. That goes same for Excadrill in the Master League with Scorching Sands. Being able to get their hands on that move faster to apply more fast move pressure will be pretty big. Palosand getting it? Yeah, sure, okay. And that's it. Okay, my initial thoughts. Let's see here. Gosh, this is a lot of changes. I think the biggest changes, though, are definitely up here as opposed to down here. I think with this list that we have right here, we're probably going to see the death of a lot of the main meta Pokemon we used to know and love. I personally think that a lot of these really, really good mons are finally going to be taking a step down from their normal spot. So Medicham, Noctowl, Lantern, all three of you got nerfed. Adios. Into the floor with all of you. They hit Sky Attack, sure. Altaria's been meta for a long time. I guess it's finally time to, change it out with something new. X's are buff. Maybe we'll see some new bugs actually get into the meta for once. Psychic, yeah, that doesn't harm all the other psychics in the game. You'll still have Defense Form Deoxys and Cresselia sitting around the corner, but I mean, at least Medicham is at least a bit dialed back. I honestly still think we'll be seeing Medicham. He may not even leave the top 10, to be perfectly honest with you. But with that Psychic nerf, I definitely see him getting a bit more of a power check as opposed to anything else. I don't see anything super bad happening to that. I'll be curious to see what happens with the ghost types in Astonish, because I feel like that is one of the sleeper changes that's going to be in this meta. All of a sudden, they were going to have some weird ghost types coming out of the woodwork, like Coffagrigus and Runegrigus and potentially Mischievous, if it can learn the move Astonish. All of a sudden, they just start appearing out of the woodwork. I'll be very interested to see what happens. I will be comparing the current PV Poke to the next one, because I'm going to be that this happened like earlier today. So it's going to take a little while for all these changes to go into effect. But some Pokemon I can just automatically tell you out the gate that probably aren't going to change. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. Registeel didn't get touched this patch. So Registeel is going to stay the same. That goes same for Pelipper. Pelipper is going to stay the same. Maybe you can you run Aerial Ace on Pelipper? No, you cannot. Okay, so Pelipper is not going to change. Swampert is definitely going to still be around. Poliwrath is still going to be around. Lickitung ain't going nowhere. Lickitung, the Giga Chad, ain't going nowhere. He's sticking around for this meta. That goes same for Sableye, and that probably goes same for Scrafty as well. Dubwool didn't change at all, so all those mods are still going to be around. Quagsire is still here. But I will say a lot of these other mons will probably be getting the absolute nerf. I can see maybe Medicham going down a few spots. I can see Lantern taking a, maybe not out of the top 50, but definitely taking a bit of a nosedive. I can see Altaria and Noctowl getting booted further down into the list. It'll be a very interesting thing to see. I actually want to know what people think about these changes. I actually want to hear your opinions in the comments, what you guys think. Do you guys think that all this is for the better or for the worse? What do you think about these new 3 charged attacks? And even more importantly, do you think that this is honestly the death of some of your favorite Pokemon? Let me know. I'd love to hear your comments. But as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.